Hello, this is Eileen, the environmental educator, and in this video we're going to talk about something that's a little fun. The sun spits filaments out from canyon of fire as aurora forecast remains strong. This was published a day ago. Today is April 6, 2022. The canyon of fire is at least 12,400 miles deep and 10 times as long. These other articles say 400,000 kilometers long. That is 12,400 miles deep. The sun is massive, people. This was covered a bunch of places. That's another space.com article. NASA um, has images of it. And then, of course, we lots of people were lucky enough to catch the Northern Lights. I didn't catch them. I think I'm going to go out tonight and see if I can catch some. They're saying another show is going to come the night of April 6th, so I might head out in a little while. But they're spectacular to see if you've never seen them. I've been treated twice to them, and yeah, they're incredible fun. So, filaments of plasma escaped from a fiery canyon that opened on the sun's surface on Sunday, April 3rd, releasing powerful stream of magnetized solar wind that might bring more auroras to Earth later this week. Yeah, according to space weather, the Canyon of Fire is at least 12,400 miles deep and 10 times as long. And the UK weather forecaster Met Office confirmed that the two filament eruptions occurred on the south central part of the sun. Satellites in the extreme ultraviolet part of the electromagnetic spectrum and ground telescopes equipped to observe in the warmth carrying infrared wavelengths were both able to see the eruption. So yeah, there's some pretty interesting pictures of it here. There was one eruption on Sunday, April 3rd, another on April 4th on Monday. Both eruptions were accompanied by a coronal mass ejection, a CME, which are explosions of charged plasma from the sun's upper atmosphere or the corona. When a CME hits the Earth, it can wreak havoc with the planet's magnetic field, causing a geomagnetic storm. Powerful geomagnetic storms can disrupt satellite links and damage electronics in orbit. In some cases, these storms can even disturb power networks on the ground. On the upside, yeah, they treat skywatchers to mesmerizing aurora displays, and they truly are. I The first time I saw the Northern Lights was in Yellowstone, like in '91, and I went out to watch Grant go off at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and there was like six of us out there, and it took a long time for Grant to go off. It has like a plus or minus 2 hour window on each side of it, and so everybody out there was just talking to each other, and the northern lights like appeared in the sky. And well, actually what happened was Gran went off, I think, and then we couldn't get back in because there were animals all over the boardwalk, so we had to wait because we couldn't get past the animals, and the northern lights happened. And yeah, that was pretty fun. And then I saw an hours long display of them when I was in New Hampshire one time. I just went to this field and watched it for a couple of hours, and it truly is spectacular. So this is here the polar lights, they call it, are likely to get a boost in the coming days, which could make them observable farther away from the polar regions than usual. Yeah, it's going to be so strong that people saw them much further south than the polar. They saw them here in Montana. You'll see some pictures. I think I saw some pictures of like Kansas or something. Somebody had a picture. But according to that Met Office, Earth's geomagnetic environment will likely get quieter in the coming days since the overactive sunspot has been responsible for a recent burst of activity has rotated away from Earth-facing position. So it says overall solar activity is currently relatively subdued as the sun has only recently started waking up from a prolonged solar minimum, a phase in its 11-year cycle of activity with barely any sunspots. So this is the Canyon of Fire. That is 400,000 kilometers long, and that right there is at least 12,400 miles deep. That is just how big the sun is. This is kind of a little, I don't know if you ever watch videos of the sun. I love it. I wish I knew more about the sun. I wish I had time to study it because it's just it's incredible. So it said fast erupting sunspot just hurled out a huge flare. Aviators, mariners, and ham radio operators may have noticed unusual propagation effects at frequencies below 30 megahertz in the after hours of the flash on March 30th. So yeah, it can affect communications. I mean, look at the sun. This is just, and it sends up these circular, these horseshoe shaped. It's the sun. It's just spectacular what that sun does all day long and keeps us in a livable planet. Um, right here, this says that flares and solar eruptions can impact radio communications, electric power grids, navigation signals, and pose risk to spacecraft and astronauts. And yeah, they're completely unprotected out there in space if one of these CMEs goes hurling towards them. NASA is always watching out for the astronauts up there. Then this this just has some interesting pictures here. Um, it the Canyon of Fire. It just look. This is the sun. The sun does this all day long. Just here's some pictures of the Northern Lights that came out, and then there's another article here by the Washington Post that just this is Bismarck, North Dakota. They got treated to some Northern Lights. So this person was happy. It was the first time that they saw the Northern Lights, and that's just it's just it's a treat. I'd like to see them again, maybe tonight. And it says here that reports came in from the northern United States, including Washington, Wyoming, Montana, and South Dakota. So this is near Decker, Montana, and yeah, this is near Devil's Tower National Monument in Wyoming. That's beautiful. And right here, this is near Billings, Montana. I thought that was never mind. If I got to go to Twitter to play it, I thought it was a video. But this is from over central Washington. Yeah, it's so we're lucky that this was a nice enough ejection to give us some sky candy, I guess you can call that, and that it didn't wreak havoc on our electric kids and aviation and equipment that mariners and pilots and many people use. Right here, Lancaster, Minnesota. Right here, that's a beauty. And Saskatchewan. So these people got treated. Here's Grand Forks, and they were nice enough to share it with us. So we're lucky that this big sun flare didn't from the Canyon of Fire, from the Canyon of Fire, didn't do a lot of damage, and it just gave us some nice eye candy. But that's just statistical probability, because these CMEs, these solar flares and ejections of solar particles, they have before, and they will again at some point create a lot of destruction to a lot of systems and equipments and our way of life. So we got by this one, people. But the sun is a very active, a very active body, and it's always hurling things out into space. So let's be happy on this one, but stay tuned, because you never know. You never know when the big one's going to come, and this is just interesting stuff. I myself love this stuff, so stay tuned, people.